Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. I've been speaking about this Ryan Gravenberch thing, and I've already used him in FIFA. But hey, let's talk about real life. Ryan Gravenberch is all, of course, is making a name for himself, and so is another lad in Bayer Leverkusen midfield. His name is Florian Wirtz, turning out to be the next Kai Havertz. No, I'm not saying this in a negative way in terms of signing for a new club in the Premier League and not scoring enough goals to make sure not to justify the price tag, and probably Chelsea fans are happy because he scored that one goal in the Champions League final. But apparently, I think he's trying to make a name for himself. Every season there's someone from Bundesliga who's really coming up and takes the kick and gets all the attention straight away. But this guy is also doing it for the German national team. So Florian Wirtz is turning out to be a classic player, but let's see whether he can sustain that magic for a whole season, probably the seasons to come. Because, of course, Leverkusen, he himself has admitted that he would want to stay there for a couple of seasons. Let's see what the future is has in store for him. But let's talk about the Premier League. The proud moment for Arsenal fans, because Premier League has officially posted this iconic image of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang as their Twitter pic. Yes, I don't know what to call that. Yes, IG is so lame, he doesn't know what the background pic is called as. Lamer. Lame-o. Also, good news for Bukayo Saka. I mean, it's kind of regular news for Bukayo Saka to be named in England squad for Andorra and Hungary. It was already mentioned that, Ben White would make it. You know who made it? Aaron bloody Ramsdale. Yes, our boy has made it to the England squad for Andorra and Hungary. Him, Pickford and Sam Johnston will be going as well, and so is Bukayo Saka. Now the question arises, why not Emil Smith-Rowe? And of course, why not Ben White as well? That's also the kind of right questions one would really like to ask. But Gareth Southgate has answered those things as well. We're going to address that as well in this episode as well. So, but things you love to see, this and this. Look at Granit Xhaka. He is not this one. Look at his leg. Look at that brace. Look at that. Anything he does, even when he goes to the washroom, wherever he goes, he's got to wear that brace. My God, it's a really tough situation. He shared this image, on social media, and I swear to God, this guy is a warrior. I love him. I love him for whatever he's done. Of course, even his mistakes, whatever it is, I must say one thing, that yeah, this guy is really top class, top notch. He knows that his next stop is just to he met a consultant, a specialist. He showed it to him, and the idea was given to go work on a rehabilitation now and keep the fitness levels maintained until your ligament heals up, because it has a good amount of blood supply. Is doing it straight away, man. Love to see that. So Mikel Arteta has had a press conference. Yes, he had a press conference before the Brighton game. So he says the questions. I'm going to read out the questions and some answers that Mikel Arteta was asked in this pre-match press conference. The question was, this match has the potential to be extremely tight and competitive given both sides' form this season. What are your thoughts on that? He says, yeah, it will be a really difficult game. They've been in a really good run. They are playing well. They're getting the results that they deserve, and it's really competitive match that we have ahead, and we know the importance of it. The next question was, how much do the team take heart from the fact that Arsenal did the double over Brighton last season? He says that's a different season, different momentum. We should not focus on that. Just focus on how we are going to get prepared to have the best possible performance. And talking about Granit Xhaka, the question was that there's no Xhaka due to his knee injury. Does this pose a selection issue for you? He says, obviously, it's really bad news personally for Granit, because a couple of incidents. First, of course, suspension, and of course, then he was diagnosed with the virus as well. So yeah, and also about Brighton being a strong opponent, he says that they deserve it. It's a club that Graham has taken from where they changed a little bit the way of playing, and they've been getting good results and have been very consistent in the way they play. Credit to them, and he's doing a good job. And talking about the prognosis, he says of Granit Xhaka, he says first of all, it's obviously a significant injury, but he probably escaped an even worse injury that could have had on the action, because that action on a cruciate ligament, it's a tricky one. Yeah, and talking about what he was asked, what has the feeling been since the North London derby win? He says, well, obviously it's a special match, winning in front of the fans, and as you said, the way we did it in a convincing way, getting the result that you wanted, enjoyed for a while, now put the game aside, and all our focus should be on Brighton. Now the question was, this week had this bizarre interview of Bernd Leno. So he was asked, of course, Mikel Arteta would be asked about that. So he was asked that Ramsdale coming in for Leno, causes problems for Leno. How is he managing not playing at the moment? Well, Mikel said that it causes that everybody has to raise the level, and I think that's really positive. It's happening in different positions, and you can see when players are coming in now, they're fully ready to take the place. Now it's going to happen with Granit. Before it happened when he was suspended, and it happened in other positions. Players are coming up and showing that they are ready because the way they train and the way they behave is top. So after they get rewarded when they have the minutes. Well, lots of things you can actually check out on Arsenal's official website. But here's one question that really impressed me. I mean, it's a very good question. The question was, is Ben White and Gabriel your number one centre-back pairing going forward? Well, does he have any option? Good question, by the way. The answer was that Mikel said that, well, they played really well at the weekend. Their understanding is getting better. The cohesion with the back four is as well as getting better. The more they play, they will keep on improving, and we have different partnerships that they can work. But certainly they did well at the weekend. But talking about the Smith, he says that we will see. He's very good right now, and he can still get better. There are other things in this game that he must improve and develop. He's so hungry to do that. So it'll depend on how the teammates help him, how he can help him, his confidence, his head, how he takes the next step, how he handles with pride, and how he handles the negativity. As those were the things. Officially, I'm not just going to talk about all the things what he said in the press conference. You can actually read it out if you want to. But he actually spoke about a lot of things. So I've covered that. So Gareth Southgate on Ramsdale said that Aaron was with us all summer, so we had an opportunity to work with him and understand his strengths. The move to a club with high expectation and style of play of building from the back is an important factor for us. He has adapted well to that move. And talking about Emil Smith-Rowe, Southgate said that he's a player we like a lot and very close to make this squad. I'm trying to respect a squad that got us to a final. Make sure young players have to really earn the right. That's really crazy. Yeah? That's really respectful, you know, in one way, and motivational also. And talking about Ben White, Gareth Southgate said that Ben performed well against Tottenham at the weekend. Still settling into a new club. He's definitely a player we are monitoring closely. He's heading in a good direction. He's got a lot of attributes we like. He'd been very close to this squad as well. But more importantly, also congratulations to Matteo Guendouzi to make French national squad for their upcoming fixtures. It's so great. You know, it's really great to see him making the squad as well. So great. I mean, fantastic for the lad, man. Fantastic. I'm really happy for the lad. But moving on, well, according to a source called Daniel Longo, he says Alex Lacazette has been offered to Milan. He's been offered to AC Milan, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what the future holds for Alex Lacazette. But moving on, let's also talk about Aaron Ramsdale for a moment. So Aaron Ramsdale recently had Arsenal released an episode about Aaron Ramsdale, more questions about him. So Ramsdale has opened up about his initiation song. Of course, the players has to speak about it. So there was this question. So the answer was that Aaron Ramsdale revealed that it was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, paying homage to actor Will Smith. So the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song is what Aaron Ramsdale sang. That's really crazy. But let's talk about Ian Wright. Well, Ian Wright has made some admission about Mikel Arteta. So let's see. Earlier, Mikel Arteta had said that we're really happy. We knew it was a really tricky game, and we got what we wanted, which was to win and to get the points on the table. This was after the Norwich game. We had to suffer, but I knew to win the game it would be like this. After 3 defeats, things gets complicated. I must say it has been the best 10 or 14 days in my professional career. Not that easy. I remember reading this out as well in my episodes as well. But Ian Wright has vindicated this. He says that it was a flow. It was, but now you look back at it. There's no European football. He's had all the time to work with them. He's got the players he wants to work with. There's 6 signings. His 6 signings all finished the game, and all 5 players he resigned finished the game. You have to think about the squad depth, but I'm feeling that there has been some sort of moment. So of course, Mikel Arteta believes that Ian Wright believes that Mikel Arteta is really fulfilling what he actually promised. And talking about Florian Wirtz, ladies and gentlemen, where the next Kai Havertz is this? I think it's respectful in terms of German terms, but Bayer Leverkusen sporting director Simon Rolfs has suggested that they're not planning to sell Florian Wirtz amid links of Arsenal, Chelsea, whatever. So he says that he has a long-term contract until 2026. We don't have to sell players early. We want to develop him, develop our team and club with him. So there are rumors, okay. You cannot avoid that, but it's not our goal to sell him. The players at one time or point of their career make the next step to world-class level. That's okay for us, but not too early. He's a really young player. So by his admission, I think he says that Florian Wirtz is not in a world-class club. Okay. That's really crazy. He continued up more about it, but I'm not going to deal with that. But let's talk about Graham Potter. Graham Potter opened up about Ben White. He says that he will definitely come good for Arsenal. He says, whenever you move a club, it's not a straightforward situation as well as we'd like it to. It's not so easy to hit the ground running. I think that Arsenal as a team had a tough game against Brentford as the first game of the season, and they had lots of issues. So not the perfect situation for him, but Ben's a resilient character. He's a fantastic footballer and a great guy. We all love him here. So apart from obviously this weekend, we wish him well. I'm sure he will do well. It was one of those things that where I think everybody won from that situation. We got a good fee, they got a good player. Ben's gets a chance to play at a club that he sees as a progression for him. So everybody wins. And talking about one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just Ben White, it's just Ryan Gravenberch. What it's all about. So it's according to this Sport Witness say that Arsenal are one of the clubs interested in a deal for Ryan Gravenberch amid his continued rise at the Dutch club. That's according to rijoiace.net. But here's the problem. Now the price tag that Ajax have set, they're not keen to lose him, and they've set a 75 million euros price tag on Ryan Gravenberch's head. We all know Arsenal are crazy enough to pay 50 million for Ben White, which stands vindicated at one point of time if he succeeds. I'm not going to make those claims straight away that he's a fantastic player. Of course he is, but we have to see whether he succeeds or not. But more importantly, to talk about Ryan Gravenberch, that kind of crazy money will Arsenal spend? Arsenal can tell. Hey, let's see. I don't think they're that crazy enough to spend that much amount on Ryan Gravenberch, but you never know. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing. Cheers.